Okay, good evening lads, and welcome back to another video. AFC Joe here, and today I'm going to be talking about Arsenal's transfer deadline day. I think it's fair to say that some pretty surprising news have broken out, seeing as, you know, on Saturday we were told that we were pretty short of money and that we weren't getting Houssam Aouar, a player who we've been linked with all summer. But, I mean, it's Arsenal. You just never ever know what is going to happen, and yeah, let's just get into the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Now, obviously, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it got reported by what's his face, Antonio Ruiz, I think his name is, that Arsenal have activated the release clause of Thomas Partey. Yes, the box-to-box midfielder who Arsenal have been linked with practically all year, and Atletico have been pretty tough in the negotiations, I think it's fair to say. They said that they wouldn't negotiate anything and that Arsenal would have to pay the £45 million release clause. And there's been a lot of reports recently saying that Arsenal were not going to do that. They have no intention of paying the release clause. They think it's too expensive. But on deadline day, Arsenal have just gone like, boom, we're just going to activate the release clause. So yeah, obviously Thomas Partey, I think, is a superb player. His ball progression stats are absolutely exceptional. 9 times out of 10 almost, he beats his man when he attempts his dribble. And obviously he played against Arsenal a couple of seasons ago in the Europa League semi-finals when Arsenal played against Atletico Madrid. And one thing I noticed is he's very powerful on the ball, a bit similar to Moussa Sissoko actually, who obviously plays for Tottenham. But yeah, I think it's a very, very good signing for Arsenal, something which we've needed for a very long time. Obviously, we don't really have much of a physical presence in midfield like we used to have with Patrick Vieira and players like that. But yeah, it's very good seeing as away from home. I noticed this quite a bit, but like we've got players like Lucas Torreira that have played there and they just get muscled off the ball pretty easily, but that shouldn't happen with Partey at Arsenal, and I think this is a superb signing for Arsenal. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Now, obviously Thomas Partey is a superb signing, but the one thing that I think we really, really needed this summer, if I had to just pick one position that we had to strengthen, I think it's a creative midfielder. Obviously, Mikel Arteta has improved our defence a lot, to be fair to him. You know, we've obviously brought in Gabriel, we've changed to 3 at the back, and on the whole, I think we've been pretty solid defensively, but I still think we need a central midfielder who can really create a lot of chances. You know, before we had players like Santi Cazorla, Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, they were all firing, creating loads and loads of chances, but we've just missed out on a world-class striker. And now when we got our world-class striker in Aubameyang and Lacazette, maybe that's I don't think he's world-class, but you know, that one's obviously up for debate. But yeah, you know, our defence has really struggled since Aubameyang came in, and now when we finally sorted out our defence, we need a creative midfielder. It just feels like a never-ending cycle where we cannot get the balance right at Arsenal, and I have to say I'm quite disappointed that we couldn't get one. Obviously, Edu tried to get Houssam Aouar from Lyon, you know, a young player, very with a lot of potential. Obviously, French player from Lyon. But to be honest, I don't think Aouar would have really done that much in the short term, just because he's still quite young. He hasn't had a great season, remember, at Lyon. But I still think there were obviously quite a few players that we could have gone for. Maybe we could have tried to get Martin Odegaard on loan from Real Madrid, or Oyarzabal. Maybe he's a bit expensive, but then there's also Rodrigo De Paul and Sergio Canales from Udinese and Real Betis. Very, very realistic signings. We could have got both players obviously have high chance creation stats, and I think that they'd have been very good additions for us. And I think if we'd have got a creative midfielder, I think we could have really had a serious shot at the top four. But you know, who knows? Obviously, we support Arsenal. We will back them all the way, and we'll just see what happens, I guess. Now we're going to be talking about some outgoings at Arsenal, and it's obviously been reported recently that Sead Kolasinac, who was meant to be going to Bayer Leverkusen, according to Fabrizio, that deal has fallen through. And Socrates was meant to be going to Napoli, then he was meant to be going to Roma, and it still doesn't happen. So obviously, I don't know whether they'll end up staying or leaving. Personally, I think it's probably more likely that they'll stay, just because they're both on pretty high wages, and it's always going to be difficult to offload such crap players on high wages, obviously. But I don't know, we really do need to get some of these players off the wage bill, because it just helps us move forward as a club. We can obviously spend more money. I think that's what's holding Arsenal back, is that we do spend a lot of money on wages. We almost have like a Champions League wage budget with a Europa League squad, and obviously we need to get rid of some of those players to really move forward. Also, Matteo Guendouzi, after strangling Neil Maupay in the Brighton loss, when we lost 2-1 obviously, he has gone to Hertha Berlin on loan, which is a bit of an interesting one. A bit unexpected. Obviously, we've been trying to offload Guendouzi ever since that incident occurred. And there's been talk of Villarreal, PSG, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, even Lyon as well. But he's ended up going to Hertha Berlin on loan, which I've got to say is a bit of a disappointment. Personally, I would have quite liked to have seen him leave. I reckon without the whole COVID thing, we probably could have got some decent money for Guendouzi. But obviously it is what it is. And good luck to him on loan at Hertha Berlin. Also, it looks like Lucas Torreira is going to go to Atletico Madrid. Obviously, it's been reported that there's a loan with an option to buy, but there has been some reports going around saying that with Arsenal activating the release clause for Thomas Partey, that Lucas Torreira's deal could just have the plug pulled on it, and Arsenal will try and force Atletico to pay for a permanent deal, obviously with them getting £45 million. So yeah, I don't know, that it does seem very, very good if that it would be very good if that did happen. Obviously, Arsenal getting Partey gives us a bit more negotiating power. Obviously, it's evident that Atletico would have money if Partey was to go to Arsenal, and the release clause money would have been paid. And yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to go on loan. I don't think we pull the plug on the Torreira deal. Now, what would I rate this transfer window? I'm going to give it a 6. Obviously, we've got Willian, we've got Gabriel, that Runarsson Icelandic goalkeeper. I've never watched him play, but obviously he's played under Iñaki Kanya, who's Arsenal's goalkeeping coach at the minute, Mikel Arteta's goalkeeping coach. So obviously Kanya obviously trusts him. Yeah, I don't really think he'll play that much, but Gabriel, I've been really, really impressed by him so far. Willian, obviously he was very good against Fulham, but he's not really done a lot, since obviously we got told by a lot of Chelsea fans that he's very inconsistent despite statistically being very good. And also apparently Arsenal are set to sign a couple of youngsters, one from Malmo, I can't pronounce his name, but the other one is Omar Rekic, a Dutch centre-half from Hertha Berlin. So that's going to be a pretty interesting one. I don't know what he's like at all, but obviously I hope that he has a lot of potential. I've never really watched him play, so I can't really judge him. Now, just before we end this video, I just wanted to apologise to the AFC Bell, who obviously has been reporting all summer that Thomas Partey is going to go to Arsenal. And I'm sure a lot of other Arsenal fans probably thought it looked a little bit sketchy, just somebody tweeting in Arabic, an anonymous person just tweeting a lot, but fair play to whoever it is. He or she has got it completely bang on, and I will no longer call that person a fool like I did before. But anyway, guys, obviously the video is going to end now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to smash a like down below, follow my Twitter, link in the description, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Goodbye then.